Rooney always has a hard time coming in. So the question is, how do I get a Bruni? How do you get a Bruni? Well, Bruno, we found the breeder kind of by accident. Here comes the lawnmower, people, and we want to make a video. Okay. Bruno, why don't you just sit on the chair, please? Okay, don't sit on a chair. Okay, so Bruno we found him by accident, the breeder. What happened is we knew we were going to have another pup after Gordy, and one of the dachshunds died. He had cancer, and I had gone to dog shows, and I took a picture of a dog in a kennel because I thought it was real cute. And I remembered when we were looking for another pup that I took that picture. Or I was just looking through the pictures to see what I want. Anyhow, there was a phone number on the kennel of that dog, and I called the number, and the breeder answered, and voila, she had puppies. So this was he kind of fell in our lap. And then we went to look at the puppies, and then he was ready with 15 weeks. I don't like younger puppies. Why are you barking? Why are you barking? It's not about you. It's about Bruno. It's about you. So what do I recommend? Well, Bruno's breeder, even if you were in the US, I know you're in Sweden, doesn't breed anymore. She retired. And so there will be no more Brunos. Rooney is related to him, and as you can tell, they're very different in size, and you cannot often predict if a puppy will be bigger or smaller. Henry was kind of small. Breeders have a good idea, so they're breeding for years, they know. Somebody wanted to be closest to the mama, so he went just under the table. I don't know where Rooney is. Rooney, where are you? Rooney! Okay, Bruno, why don't you look at the people? Okay, here you go. So, how do you find a pup in Sweden? Overall, I always recommend to go to the breed club. The one it's sponsored by in the US by AKC. The breed club is Pug Club of America. In Sweden, they have also something similar, but it's SKK, and they have a mops club. In Sweden, pugs are mops. Mopsies. Hey, Mopsy. He's like, I'm a mops. Yes, you are. And this one always wants to be the one, but it's all about him. It's all about him and how to get one like him. In Sweden, breeding is regulated, more regulated, and there are more rules and there are more laws than they have in the US. What happens in Europe is there is a lot of dogs smuggled from other countries into wherever you live, in this case Sweden, and these are not well-bred dogs. I say stay away. This is not what you want. If you want a well-bred dog, go through the Mops Club. And I will have a link in there, and that's where you want to go. That's where the registered breeders are, and you just call around and you look how far they are from you, And you call around if they have a list, how often they breed. There's also on the Mops Club a questionnaire you can have. What is a good thing? Sometimes people don't know what to ask or forget to ask things. So I have a list of questions to ask a breeder. Before you even know they have puppies, you want to ask questions. And so, yeah, you ask questions, and the breeder certainly will ask you questions. Breeders are very picky. They don't give puppies to everybody. They want to make sure that they go to the best home ever and that their puppies are well taken care of. And obviously Bruno's breeder trusted me. She gave me Rooney. But she was very reluctant in the beginning because she didn't know who I was, and I just called her out of the blue, and so she was very reluctant. She wanted to meet us first, and I had to give her kind of like a lot of information about ourselves. But we are still friends, and we talk every so often, and that's what you want. You want a breeder, you can call 2 years later and say, hey, my Mops, my Pug, he has a stinky nose. What do you recommend? And they usually have some remedies. Sometimes they tell you to go to the vet, or you have behavior questions. You say, hey, my Pug started being a barky boy. And they will give you tips. They like it when you send them Christmas cards. And so that's a good breeder to me. And it doesn't matter how your Pug turns out. He might be fluffy like Bruno. Bruno is actually not that big. He just has a lot of fur. But they might not look exactly like Bruno, but you can be certain that they have a good temperament and that they are health tested, especially in Sweden. In Sweden, the breeders are required to do health testing and genetic testing. And so, yeah, if you go with a registered dog, you can't go wrong. But if you have a breeder and you go there and look at the dogs, you have an idea of the breeding line. What are they breeding? Are they working dogs? Are they snuggle dogs? How do they look? How most of her dogs look? So look at pictures, and that's where I would be. If I was in Sweden, that's where I would start. And then I'd do a relationship, and puppies are not always available, unfortunately. Sometimes you have to wait for a puppy. Sometimes it takes a long time to wait for a puppy. I kind of waited for JJ a little bit. I knew he was there, but I waited. We had to go on vacation, and he came a little later to us. But yeah, JJ, we waited for you. JJ's like, where are the snacks? The mama is talking and talking, and there's no snacks involved. Bruno, you want a snacky? Because it's all about you. And you have to keep in mind, Bruno is 8 years old. So Bruno is very calm and snuggly and has the confidence, and he has his ways. When we got him as a puppy, believe it or not, he was the wildest puppy I ever had. He was just a wild puppy, and we had to do a lot of training with him. He was stubborn, wild, excitable. More though than any of the dachshunds I ever had. You were a wild boy, weren't you? And he would not stop, go non-stop, all day long. Play, bite the mama. He was a bitey boy too. He would play bite a lot. And so you see, over the years, things have changed. In today's world, my best suggestion to get any dog, not just pugs, is also get pet insurance. The vet bills have gone up outrageous. it would be very difficult to find those specialists, the special treatments. Bruno sees a dermatologist. Those are very expensive, and you have to consider, can you afford a dog? And pet insurance just makes it a little bit easier. And it's just like paying for food every month, paying for their shampoo. This is just a cost you have to consider when you get a dog. And I tell you what, my dogs sometimes have better insurance than I do, because some of those treatments I could not get from my insurance. And here we have Pug licking, of course. What else would it be? Pug licking. So anyways, I put some links in the description. I hope this helps a little bit to find a Bruno dog in Sweden. I am sure you can find one. Bruno is breed standard. If you look for breed standard, registered in Sweden and recommended by the Mops Club or by the Pug Club in Sweden, you should be fine. And because we can't play outside, we'll play inside.